Hello, and welcome to Guided Towards Greatness at the Energetic Movement Collective. Today I wanted to talk about self-care for the studio owners. So let's just get right on in. What is self-care? Self-care is anything that you do for yourself to increase the love that you have not only for yourself but for your life. Completely allowing yourself to nourish all aspects of who you are, listening to your internal rhythms, knowing when you need to take a break, knowing when you need to rest, knowing when you need to work, knowing when you need a little bit of peace, and creating space for yourself to constantly tap in to your heart and making sure that you are in a space of peace, love, creativity, tapping into the truth of who you are, aligning with source, energy, and divinity. So how often does our studio life carry us away from the needs and the space that we need for ourselves? It's like this studio, and again, I can only share my own experience. I know different parts of the world, different even parts, different states. Every area has its own culture, has its own type of people, has its own influences. So I cannot say that my experience, what I'm going to say, is universal. However, I did experience this constant feeling of never feeling like I can keep up with the work. It was always something. It was always something going on in the weekend. I was completely out of balance with being able to separate my personal life and my professional life. And my professional life is my professional life. So of course, that is what I needed to focus on, because this is my livelihood. This is my passion. This is who I am. This is what I do. And I really forgot about my personal life and the things that bring me joy. And what started to happen is the more I neglected to take care of myself and these other parts of myself, the more tired I felt, the more depleted I became. And I wasn't able to give as much as I wanted because I just didn't have it in me. My creativity level kind of flatlined because, again, I just didn't have it in me. So it's that cheesy saying that we've all heard that, you know, the flight attendant, if you're flying with a child, they always say put your own mask on first before you put it on the child. And it really is true that you have to create space for yourself to breathe, to feel like a human, to know what it feels like to take a vacation that's not dance related, and guilt-free too. To know that you can love and be love, to have fun in your life, to go to happy hour, to say yes to a spontaneous outing. Like, there's all of these things that vibrate around us that we can say yes to. And if we're in a position, especially in the studio life, where there's always something going on, and because it's yours, especially if you're the studio owner, you need to be present and you need to be the person who's influencing everything that's happening at all times, you're missing out on these other parts of yourself that need a little bit of spark. They need to be awakened. How amazing would that be if you're single, that you've created space to meet somebody, and time that, if you do meet somebody, that they don't come second to your studio. I heard that. That was my lesson. Or if you have a family, that your family's not coming second to your studio, that you've created a really great habit and practice of self-care. So what does self-care look like for you? The question is different Well, I guess the answer is different for everybody. The question is, what does it look like for you? For me, self-care would be having flexibility and freedom to travel. I knew that the more I traveled, the more creative I was. The more days off I had, the more fresh and fun and inspired I was in the classroom. And I wanted to be more of that teacher than the mean, stressed out, tired teacher. I wanted to be fresh and fun and inspired. So what did I need to do then for myself to make sure that I was fun, fresh, inspired, and creative and easygoing? I needed days off for sure. I think I just needed more days off. Oh, I needed more days off for sure. And I needed time and space to do things that I loved. Like if it was just get away for the weekend to the mountains, and tune out, turn off my cell phone, do that. Or go to yoga, or, yeah, for me it's travel. So as much traveling as I can get in, the better I was. So to me, self-care is travel and time. For you, it may just be creating time to read a good book, or to go to yoga, or to just have a night off and be with your family, or to rearrange your schedule. So some days you're working in the afternoon and doing business stuff, and some days you're teaching, or whatever it is. How do you want to feel? You want to feel fun, fresh, inspired, excited, creative, innovative, and you don't right now because you feel tired and depleted? What shifts and change you need to make in your life? And I think a part of that too is to surround yourself with people who support you, who get it, who are like-minded. And when you are tapped out and I can't come in tonight because I just need a date with my husband, I'll be in tomorrow. You have somebody who's like, I got your back. Awesome. Take a breath. I love you. See you tomorrow. And vice versa. That your team that you surround yourself with is that you are equally supporting and get it. That you're not only supporting each other in business and your professional lives, but you're supporting and nurturing each other's spiritual and emotional needs as well. I think that's key for studio owners on how do you practice self-care, because I think sometimes when we talk about it, it sounds awesome, but then the next thought that comes in is, well, it's impossible. So the thing to all of these series is, how do you make the impossible, which really isn't impossible, but how do you make these things that are immediately we say that I can never do that, that would never happen, my clients wouldn't buy that, all of that kind of stuff, to make it possible. And then when you think about it that way, it just feels like it creates so much more space for things to flow more easy and to be peaceful, and a little less drama, a little bit more dance and more fun. So I guess we could say that this series today is self-care mirrored with support. That maybe in order to really have the freedom to set boundaries and to have a really solid self-care practice, you also need to make sure that the people who are surrounding you are supportive of you, who support all of your needs, and again, that you do that for them as well. And I think as women, that is key. Isn't that what we're all aspiring to have in our life? Is this amazing support system of women who are real and authentic and get it and love you for who you are and support you and the needs, because ultimately they want to see you thrive and they know you're a badass, and they're more than happy to support you when you need support, because we all need support, and support you in your self-care practice. And then when you take care of yourself, you have more love for everybody else. And you too can see the badassery and the tribe of women that support you as well. And in that, we all rise. And yeah. So, question, just to wrap up today's little series in my own personal rant, is diving into the thought of what is self-care, why is self-care important for the studio owners, and how can you strengthen, if you don't already have an amazing support system, how can you increase the support that is needed for you to thrive and continue on your journey towards wild success, living the life of your dreams, and being so full of life that you have no other choice but to give it to others. And that your passion is so tended to that there's a difference between being depleted and just being tired. And we all know that when we're depleted, we have nothing left to give, or it's a struggle, and or we just start showing up in the world with somebody who is not us. When I'm depleted, I'm cranky, I'm jealous, I'm mean, I'm not inspired, I'm tired, all of these things. But when I'm inspired, man, I see the magic sparking around me. I see it and I feel it and I want more of that. So for me, I know it's important to take care of myself because how I show up in the world is important. And I know for you, how you show up in the world and how you show up in your space and how you support the studio culture is important to you. So it is okay, permission granted, to allow yourself and give yourself the things that you need personally that inspire you, that fill you up, that give you amazing life experiences so you then can share those with others, that increase your ability to love and to support others. That's how you want to show up in your studio. That's how you want to show up in the world. That's how you want to affect the people in your community. By burning out because you're so tired doesn't do anybody any good. Now, with that being said, be okay with there are going to be naysayers. That's okay. You're going to have people who, whatever. And that's okay, because what you're actually doing is sparking something within them that maybe they too need a little bit of self-care. Or maybe you're just philosophies don't jive. And at the end of the day, you're the person who is the creator of your life. You're the CEO of your business. You're the choreographer of all things that you're creating into your existence. So whatever you need, if that doesn't align with somebody else and doesn't jive with what they need, that's okay. Whew. Let it blow off. It's fine. It's fine. Because ultimately, you're in your body. You want to know. You want to feel your best, you know? And again, it's this thing of like, do you want to feel happy, inspired, creative, innovative, loving, passionate, easygoing, fun to be around, sparking magic all around you all day, every day? Or do you want to feel tired, resentful, guilty for taking time off, not being able to take time off unless you get the hell out of Dodge because you can't not think about the studio if you stay in town, or you settle for maybe taking work vacations, but it's kind of like a vacation, but it's not a vacation, but it's okay because I love what I do type of things. Which one feels better? So do the one that makes you feel better and makes you feel alive so you can show up fully for everybody that comes into your space, into your studio. And last thing, you're inspiring other people to live the life of their dreams, to get excited about dance and movement and creativity, and teaching them how it feels to support other people and to hold space for other people and to see the greatness in other people too. So again, we all rise together. That sounds amazing. So yeah, take that with you. See what you can do. Maybe list out, take just like a little mental scan of your life. What do you want more of and what do you want less of? And then what action steps can you create to give you more of? So have fun. If it's not up there yet, it will be a more of, less of little worksheet that you can download for free, of course, and to do your own journal play. And again, if you need one-on-one support, contact me at www.energeticmovementcollective.com or julie@energeticmovementcollective.com, and we can set up your own personal one-on-one coaching to help you create space for self-care and to live the life of your dreams. All right, thank you so much for stopping by. Please feel free to comment below for inspiration or to share, and don't forget to click the subscribe button too. All right, namaste.